Yes. Not a bad idea. Good to see you again.
Sorry.
I think you're, have your.
Has anyone seen absence? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, it's 5:30. We're going to go ahead and get started with our meeting. And I'll call the meeting to order at 5:30. I'm chairing tonight because Mr. Watts is in Edgewater doing his business in Edgewater. Well, Mary, will you do a roll call for us, please?
Of course. Ben Johnson. Kelly Kwiatek.
Here.
Dwight Lewis. Amy Musey.
Here.
Patricia Northey.
Here.
Kenneth Parker.
Here.
Nicholas Sarkovsky.
Here.
Suzanne Schreiber.
Here.
Billy Wheeler.
Here.
Stephanie Walford. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for coming. There is a conflict tonight with FDOT, so I don't know how many people will actually end up hearing from tonight. But we do have the Vice Mayor of New Smyrna Beach, Lisa Martin, is here, and she would like to bring some welcoming remarks.
Just want to say welcome to New Smyrna Beach. And I'm glad that those who came to learn about the county charter understand the importance of it. And I thank you for coming. I just wish there were a lot more. Thank you.
This can be some pretty dry stuff. So I'm going to ask our attorney, Mr. Dyer, to give you some information on about the charter we talked earlier and just update everybody so the new people here and hear from Mike.
Yeah. And I appreciate you introduced me right after you said it's going to be very dry. So the charter, every charter, there's about 28 charter counties in Florida now. And the rest are non-charter counties out of the 67. Most of our mid to large size counties are charter counties anymore. Volusia was the first charter, third in the state, but the first after the Constitution was changed in 1968 that provided a process for charter counties to develop. We were initiated by a special law of the legislature that impaneled a group of citizens to make a recommendation as to whether or not to have a charter. And that charter was approved, and charter government in Volusia started at the first of the year in 1971. The basic difference between a charter county and a non-charter county is a non-charter county, if you had a county commission that wanted to pass a noise ordinance for their neighborhood, you would have to go through the statutes and find legal authority to enact a noise ordinance. With a charter county, it's the opposite. You do not need an express grant of authority. You can do it as long as the legislature tells you you can. That's a generalization, but that's really the difference. Before we had a charter county government, there really was not a government as we know it today. We had 5 separate road departments, 17 taxing authorities. It was common for governments, counties, to go to the legislature to get authority to do something by special act. All that is changed now. And really what we deal with for the most part is preemptions. And when the legislature, I think more and more we counted, there's over 200 different preemptions where the legislature has told us how to do something. That if the legislature had no law or rule, we could just handle it in a way that our elected officials feel is appropriate for our community. One of the big areas that I think that has changed since I started practicing is growth management. There are many laws that have been passed that tie the hands of local governments, and really, I would say, undermine home rule as we know it. Home rule is a nice way of saying let local governments regulate themselves, and preemption can go against that. We did have a law passed this past session, Senate Bill 180, that had a lot of preemptive authority. It basically would prohibit counties from proposing or adopting more restrictive or burdensome, basically land development regulations until fall of 27. And that preemption can renew itself if another hurricane makes landfall basically within 100 miles of one of the borders of your county. One of the things that before Senate Bill 180 had changed since our last charter review was that any land use item that would have preemptive effect, for example, over cities, that has to be put on the ballot by the county council, county commission, and not from the Charter Review Commission. With Senate Bill 180, on top of that, that's even more restrictive, I think, because that prevents us from even proposing. And proposing something is more burdensome or restrictive, not just for properties that were damaged, but land development generally. So happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. I just want to be sure that the people that were out here understood where we were coming from. And this is about change. And we're happy to have everybody here today. And we have one public speaker, and that is Mr. Stitch. Joe, you want to come forward and tell us your concern? And we have a three-minute deadline, but we're going to be flexible because there's not anybody else speaking but you.
Awesome. I've been involved with these local politics for a while here. So I just have some things I want to reflect on for this particular review commission. The first thing on my list here is Robert's Rules of Order. As I understand it, that's what this committee is supposed to be run by. And I mention that because I just get scuttlebutt over the course of time about things that happen at these meetings. And there was an issue taken that once it was issued that Robert's rules would not be followed. So I hope they will be. The other thing is there's there's about 500,000 people in Volusia County. And out of those people, let's say that's a voting roll anyway, there's a redundant appointment on this committee. And I would think that after my first one that I came here was 20 years ago, that there would be other people on this committee that would be working to get change instead of the same people all the time. I'd like to make a point about filling out the forms. If I was coming in here and I wanted to fill out a request to make a suggestion to this committee, that the form has some kind of instructions, for lack of a better word. 20 years ago, I was involved in a situation here where I put in a request to put on the commission. They told me I didn't fill it out correctly. And when the report came out at the end of the session, there were 160 some people like myself who were not considered at all for any recommendation that they had made to this committee. And the only committee or only recommendations that they had were from people who were sent here either to do something or people who were sent here not to do something, to keep something from happening. And a lot of times that's what leads to this kind of stuff. To think that that there aren't movers and shakers or county staff who have agendas of their own that they put on this committee to put on that ballot, it would be an erroneous assumption, because they are here. There are people that are movers and shakers that put people on these committees for whatever reason. They want to get something done or they want to keep something from being done. And the staff, to me, is just as bad. I think that the staff, in all reality, should have term limits, because you people come and go, and staff is here for 20 or 30 years. And I don't think that the people get representation from staff. They're not elected. And I see my time is up. So that's the only thing I have
Okay.
on my list. I think I'll just make sure I didn't want to.
We appreciate you coming out.
This thing right here is, that's enough for tonight. I appreciate your
Okay.
time. Thank you.
If you have other thoughts, we have three other listening sessions. You can come to those and express them.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Okay, I just saw a couple people come in. Are you going to speak or no? Okay, well that would conclude our speakers for tonight. We will wait, as we did last meeting, for a few minutes to see if there's people wandering around that are maybe lost. So I don't know who's. John, are you in charge of that? Or George? George, do you want to take a walk around and see if? Okay, all right. Meanwhile, if there's questions for Mike, I'm sure he would be happy to entertain them. And
I have a question
Sure.
for Mr. Dyer. You can just let me know if this is not the appropriate time and you want to wait. The discussion on SB 180. So, the two cities in Volusia County who have voted to join the Coalition for Lawsuit. If the injunction is filed, does that remove for the county these restrictions, or is it only going to be for those two cities?
I would expect it would be for everybody, certainly if the final decision in a case, either a statute's deemed unconstitutional or not. So if it's found unconstitutional ultimately by the court, it's going to be rendered ineffective for everybody. So the injunction is a little different because I don't know how they'll write it and how they'll seek it, but ultimately the relief that's given by the judge would apply to everybody, one way or the other.
The only other thing that popped into my head is when the gentleman was speaking, if he can come to another location, but what about sending an email or something to the committee? Because I knew there was an email discussed, I thought.
Yeah, I was going to get with Mr. Stitch afterwards, but there is a clearinghouse email address that folks from the public can utilize
Yeah.
to
Thank you
to
for
let
saying that. I forgot about that, John.
members of the commission know what's come in. We haven't received anything that to this point, but at some point in time, we'll be making that part of the public record for the agendas, and then you all.
Can we ask that that be publicized through social media? That might be helpful to them too. Is it on the
It's on the website,
Okay.
but we'll try to highlight it a little bit
Okay.
so that people don't have to hunt and peck for it.
Okay. All right.
We might have to ask someone else to do it because I don't think John has a
Doesn't have
Twitter
the
account.
skills.
Yeah.
That's what we have people.
Listen, I'm right there. I used to know social media and I knew the computer really well. And the older I get, the less I know. So it's kind of like gone over my head. Okay, it's 5:43. We'll wait until 6 o'clock. Give people till 6 o'clock, and then we will call our meeting to a close. Is that Will that I see out there? That Will Roberts, our tax collector, is out here. Thank you very much for showing up. Do you want to say anything? Help me out here, Will.
We can talk a little bit about property taxation.
It's gonna be a long 15 minutes. But can we recess? Okay, we'll take a recess and we'll come back at 6 o'clock to close out if we don't have anybody else that shows up. Okay. Thank you. We're in recess till 6. Oh, yeah, till 6. Oh my gosh.
So your treasure was wonderful. The pictures were
That was fun.
But it was just very nice.
Yes, wonderful.
Most of the mornings, we call about 7.
So you're exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you need a vacation from your. I'm gonna do this once in my life. I wanna see everything.
Fortunately for us, we also. So, this is not our first visit, but we've not.
I went there with, when I was a member, it's downtown Orlando, because we lived in Woodland.
Right.
And we were there on, we put over our Easter Bolton. And Jim and I were in the choir. So we went over and we stayed in. Good experience.
Yes. We actually got part of the incident in that stuff.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, that's.
So that
Makes it easier.
It really was, and we didn't know it. It was scheduled to go to Blair Castle. Dates back to Street, I was 1250s. And walk in, and the guy begins to make a song. The original contrast built the
Oh,
Yeah.
where?
And they have pictures.
This makes you weep, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it really does.
Yeah.
And then he goes through like 2,200 years. So it's a family, they pass him from family to family. And he gets to one of the ends. So you can pass it to the daughter. They title to the daughter. So they marry. And so that's the family now that owns the castle. And it's a portion. Yeah. Well, right, and it was just talked about the last. Yes. But he was talking about that. The last one. So it's.
Mail.
Yeah, because.
It's always due.
And so they found him down here. So it final passing. So this Kelly is, it's really interesting over here, a portion of our family plan was up.
Oh, yeah, that would have been.
It was, and in there, I've always struggled. So you just spread it out.
What's the other?
There's the ST. And then there's the STU, they are too. One goes to the daughters. So she was saying. So I'd always told that, thing that Johnny Webb, well, I don't know about that. It was because it's about the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Right. Guys, I'm sure. I do it.
Seen him for a while.
Right. You still have trouble.
Oh. Ask me at Louisiana. Your wife is close and relevant. I've seen anything for a while.
Isn't that good if you don't get the chance to do this? Right.
Hey, I have to tell you. But I support the doctor's your comments, and I always let you know. That's a bad time, I let you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was my foot instructor. Brad was a result. We have, I don't know, and now we can.
Well, not what they stole. So, I get. And. Volunteer. And even most of the men retired. And he's. Something about. My instructions work. Yeah.
Where it's a follow, please follow.
Well, they told me parents. Stuff out of our. And so I'm not. Yeah.
What would you think? The letter or Great big radio. Best day ever. Did you like your introduction? Thanks for the day. Till, best day ever. All right,
Eric says, go through down there.
Oh, like grab us from government, like just.
So I told him. There are still.
Isn't it sad today? Way on. Something's gotta change. Yeah. So how's everything at your office? Very old. That's all there is. Absolutely. Good try. So do you get to play? Yeah, I don't hear that rumble out there or restaurant. I would have to contact them. Got trying to get wiring and all of a sudden yeah, it's very strange. That's what I do.
Hey, how are you? I don't have, I'm not gonna. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Loki, last weekend, saw that. Just want to say that, it's not great.
Can we bring everybody back so we can see if there's any? Miriam, is there anybody else that signed up? No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Appreciate everybody who has come out, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you again for coming out. And to the audience, thank you all for coming out.
Best run.